total random question, total shot in the dark. Does anybody here have experience with like stuff like sword swallowing or fire breathing? Does anybody like? I know it's like a weird question.
Yeah.
Is anybody here a carny piece of shit?
I don't smell like cabbage. God damn it!
John really hates carnies.
I hate him. Every morning I wake up, just filled with hatred.
Listen, I don't smoke meth either, so I'm good.
I was doing a home game for, it's called Extinction Curse from Paizo.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
In it, you were trying to like save an island from becoming desolate or whatever. And the side thing is that you run a circus. And I asked John, I actually didn't ask John because I knew he'd say no. And he looked me dead in the eye and he said, "You want me to be a dirty carny for 6+ years?"
I think my fist stopped like an inch from his face.
I saw God.
Self-control.
When I worked at Renfest, I worked at the blow dart stand, which was a ton of fun. But there were so many people that would try to call me a carny, and I always said, 1, I have all my teeth. 2, I go home to a house every night.
or you could be like, I have all my teeth. See?
Yeah.
But on a more serious note, no, I do not have any experience swallowing swords or breathing fire.
Yeah.
I used to try to swallow food whole as a child, and I almost choked on a grape.
I did that too.
Because he's like, yeah, I tried swallowing food. Didn't work. There's a reason why we have teeth to chew. But yes, that was a fun experience of eating fire and partially breathing fire.
Tell the listeners how to do it so they can try it at home.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not allowed. I'm not joking.
What?
The teacher that we had, he was like, "Oh yeah, you can do it all you want on your own, but you're not allowed to teach other people because you basically it's a liability, of all."
Oh
that
yeah,
fun stuff.
I thought you were going to say it was a carny secret.
No. If anything, no. Okay, so I mean, God, the amount of shit. I'll basically like not say what type of stuff to use.
Sure.
But basically like that. But yeah, like it's a certain fuel that you do use that it burns quick. So it's like a lot of stuff. But like whenever tricks like I think it's called, if I remember, fleshing, which is basically just applying the fuel to your skin and you use it. And basically what it does is just it burns so quickly that it just goes off of your skin. But it looks really cool. Like, it's one of those things that, like, you do it and it looks like your skin is on fire for a moment. I mean, I still have burned hairs, like, all down my arm at this point. Yeah, like, the guy that was teaching us, he was like, yeah, I mean, basically, unless you're a naked mole rat, you will have the smell of burnt hair in your nose for a bit. And he's like, yeah, look at mine. I don't even have to shave. And he just was doing it constantly. But that was it was a fun experience. Honestly, eating fire was not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's pretty much the concept of you mind over matter. Like, if you panic, that's when it's bad. But like, honestly, you just have to make sure you do it correctly. And like, if you feel pain, that's when you're like, okay, I did it wrong, but it's not a lot of pain. Like, if that makes sense. Honestly, the one that I did, which was called candling, that's the one that actually hurt the most, because that's where you don't inhale the fuel. You just kind of like this is the concept I will say is with fire breathing and all that stuff. Every time you do a trick like that, you inhale before you do anything. Inhale so your lungs are full of air, so you don't accidentally inhale the fuel. Like that's the thing. It keeps you from accidentally going, like, taking that like that and then ingesting, because he even said, he's like, it's not the end of the world. Like, you will be coughing like crazy for a bit trying to get it out, but he's like, that's fine. It happens every so often, but he's like, every class I've done, and he's like, I've taught over like a couple thousand people, because he travels around the US, like, he'll go and teach people and stuff. But yeah, no, so that was like, the candling was the only one that actually was hurting, because that was, you take the fuel inside your mouth and you make like an O with your lips and you allow it to slowly trickle out when you bring the torch. and so like it catches your mouth like a candle, and basically you like have it up, and then there's other tricks you can do with it. Like I did a couple, I think, in videos I showed you. Like there's the one that like you can use part of the fuel in your hand and then like blow out all at once, and then just kind of does like a small fire burst and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And there's like the other ones, like we weren't able to record everything. I mean, actually, there was just so many people doing the same damn thing too. But no, it was a very fun experience. I mean, honestly, if you like fire and circus tricks and stuff like that, go for it. I mean, you will learn a lot, and a lot of it is mind over matter. Like, if you're really susceptible to pain, it might not be for you. But
yeah,
like, if you're-
maybe not the thing to do. Yeah.
yeah. Or if you're proud of your hair, like on your arms, like if you're, Polish or, Slovak, you will burn all that hair right off of your arm pretty damn
Good to know. I will not be doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think you saw in the video that I sent you all that there was like a guy behind me that had like a big ass beard, and he was completely fine. It was just that your arm hair gets singed.
Yeah, I was curious because you used to have your very nicely trimmed beard on.
Oh no,
so,
I was taking precautions because
yeah.
I heard that there was like the cases of, and it was my first time. Now I wouldn't, because I know how to actively do the tricks, but like I wasn't sure how to do them properly, so I was like, I don't want to be like trying to eat the fire or something like that, or something gets too close to my mouth and then like burns my mustache like right into my nose. Like I was just trying to avoid all that stuff. But yeah, no, there were some people there that definitely very talented. Like there was this one chick there that was, she showed us a video that she has a fire scythe. That was
What?
actually pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
And it's basically a scythe, but like those fire torches, like the fire heads on all, like the entire blade of it.
Oh,
And
yes.
so like it's her dancing with this thing, and it looks so cool. And she's like, yeah, it's actually heavy, but like when you spin it around, like it just creates a trail, and then like if you shake it a couple times, all the sparks kind of come off of it. And there's like a thing called a dragon staff, which is pretty cool, which is the staff with 2 heads on it on each side, and each one has, I think, like 6 torch heads. And so like, and there's like a lot of tricks you do, like rolling it down your back and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, fun experiences though. All like, honestly, with the fire, the way our teacher kind of described it, he's like, there's a lot of people that will see it from a distance and be like, holy shit, how do you do that? But when you learn the secret, you're like, still, that was pretty fucking cool.
yeah,
Playing with fire. I mean, I love playing with fire. So
playing fire with kids, playing with fire kids is always cool.
yeah.
So that's awesome. Yeah, when this episode comes out, we'll make sure to post some of the videos of you doing that stuff in the in our Discord. Yeah, I was very impressed with it when you sent those, because you said it offhand as we were
Yeah,
at the end.
episode.
Yeah, at the end of the last episode, we were talking about our weekend plans. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go learn how to breathe fire. We were like, what?
Yeah.
And so I knew you were gonna have some cool stuff to show us. So I gotta say this. So before we get into the episode, I'm a complete idiot. I can't believe we got through the entirety of book 3 without me talking about the title of book 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's the title?
so the whole-
I can't even remember.
Quarry is
no.
a big area. That's
I didn't know. That's the thing. I didn't say it. I didn't.
Should we have guesses?
That's what I was going to say. But before we get into the episode, what do you think the title of book 3 is? Because you are now at the end.
Slavers are bad.
Good guess. Good guess.
Got it.
Did you tell us when we started book 3 that you weren't going to tell us what it was called?
I did. I did say I was not going to say the title.
Yeah,
feel like-
I like vaguely
like a
recall that.
turner.
What? Okay.
I hear there are big
Are-
giants.
Yeah, I told you I was not going to tell you what the title was. Now I'll say this: somewhere in book 3, I did say the title.
Oh no way.
But was it like a passing comment in the sentence, like you rolled it?
I think it has to do something with like the Silver Ravens, and I think it was like mentioned during the opera or something, like the Return of the Silver Raven or something like that.
Okay, so just going off of the first 2 books, what was the first book called?
First book was called Hell Knight Hill.
Hell Knight Hill. Second one was Ashes,
Cult of Cinders.
Cult of Cinders.
Cult of Cinders. Yeah.
I like. Okay, there's really no theme. I was like, oh man, what if there's a
I
theme?
don't know. I'll go
Title
with
of explanation.
I'll go with Tim's Return of the Silver Ravens. I don't know,
Turn the Silver Ravens.
but that doesn't sound like it's impressive enough.
I don't know. Chains of Tomorrow. I don't know.
That's a good one. I like that. John, you have a guess?
Title of explanation.
Title of explanation is another good guess. It is called Tomorrow Must Burn.
Okay.
Huh. Doesn't seem too.
No, they have to be vague because otherwise, if you see it in the bookstore, you'll be like, "Oh, that takes place in this place," or
Yeah.
Are you
but-
sure that's not like a new metal band?
Tomorrow Must Burn. Big good name for a metal band. I dropped it in Melis's last thing that he said to Grimshaw.
Oh,
Okay.
That's good.
Tim, that's on you.
That is on me. Like
Melis was your
The
guy.
fuck, Tim?
Ah. Yes, John.
I said the fuck, Tim.
Come on,
You did this.
You were this close to Melis. You should know this.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that I got that in because I don't know why I kept forgetting in we're literally wrapping up book 3 and I was like I never talked about it. But one thing we got to talk about, we need to get into Garn and what he is mechanically.
Oh boy.
So and then we'll go into the story reason for it. So Tim, go ahead and explain what Garn is, what class he is.
All right. Garn. Maybe I'm sure there are some astute Galarian historians who already know.
Get in the comments.
The comments. say you already knew before you. Actually, if put like a timestamp. If you're watching this on YouTube or something, like comment with the timestamp, like right now your guess, and that's how we'll know it's legit. Otherwise, it's not true.
Yeah, I'll call you a
Is-
liar in the YouTube comments.
In the YouTube comments, that's a Jake promise. His class is Exemplar. Exemplar. Should I go into the explanation, or is it a mechanical explanation of how he became?
Right. So let's go talk about what the class is, and then we'll talk about how we're fitting it in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as we know from last episode, Gorham was killed. Like, he's dead. And as he died, divine energy was kind of distributed across the world. And the thing that's a little kind of wishy-washy is it's like you get like the spark of the divine, but it's not like you have like a piece of Gorham's soul or something, right? Like not every exemplar is like, I'm a warmonger, but it's like the essence of like a god in general, I think. So because of that, I get to reach into the realm of the gods, which is sick. So the power, like the crazy names for my abilities, like Red God Mortality and what's the big one?
What the mountain crack thing? Or whatever?
Yeah, Crack of the Mountain or something like that. I think I got that in my my Titan's Breaker. Yeah, Fracture Mountains, like it's all themed around abilities that are like, of the gods, but in a very intimate way. And it came out during like kind of like the Mythic rules. So some people are like, oh, it's Mythic rules, this class is overpowered. Like, it's actually not overpowered. They keep it balanced, but the flavor of it kind of makes you seem like you're this super powerful, being.
Anime character.
Yeah. But the biggest limiting aspect of this class is you have to shift the eminence. That's what it's called. The spark of the divine is called eminence. And when you shift it into an object, an icon, that's when you can, get the ability of the icon, et cetera, et cetera. And there's like passive stuff that, doesn't have to be, it's kind of active all the time sort of thing. So that's where the limitation comes from, is you have these great powers, but you have to have this, pretty tight action economy. So I'm like always could be strapped for actions basically, but when I do get off those actions, I can do some really cool stuff.
I love how like Benson's like, I'm using weapon surge, and Elkwood's like, I'm aimed shot, and Tim's over here, God hand mountain splitter.
It legit sounds like a anime move. It's just,
Yeah.
We're all big fans of anime, so
Earth style,
Yeah,
fractured mountain.
I got the War of Immortals rule book. I won it at PAX Unplugged from our table.
Oh, right.
Because
Yeah,
when we all sat at the table, we all got a token, and then we all got to roll, and then whoever at the at the table rolled the highest got to go spin the wheel, and I won. I won one of a couple things, and I picked War of Immortals, which has the exemplar rules in it. But yeah, it even says like the flavor of these characters is sort of meant to feel like Maui and Hercules and stuff, like those like demigods kind of deal.
Yeah, it's a very, very cool class, and there's so much flavor to it.
Yeah, and the last part of the class is, once again, those Galarian historians. Maybe you're already like, this has not, like, this death of this god has not happened yet in the time of Age of Ashes. Age of Ashes is set in AR 4719, and Gorham dies like 4724, I believe.
Yep.
So that's all I'll say about that. That's all I'll say about that.
way to
Maybe you could
spoil
put the
Gorham's
pieces. Way to spoil Gorham's death.
If anybody keeps up with Paizo News, that was huge. That was
Yeah,
all
that
over the
That
place.
was
Yeah.
so
cool.
crazy. Like, who's
Yeah.
gonna die? Is it Desna? Oh, no, it wasn't Desna. And then I'm like, you cheeky bastards.
Was Garn the original Snape kills Dumbledore?
So now here's how we're spinning this, okay? Because like we wanted to play the new class and stuff, and we're like, that doesn't happen until 5 years in the future. So pretty much the way that we're doing this is that Garn had this vision from the end of last episode of Gorham's death. Now he obviously didn't get, there wasn't a calendar, on the Clashing Shore when he saw it happen, but he knows that in this vision he saw Gorham die. So right now he is pretty much a Gorham doomsayer, which is fucking awesome. It's such a metal like
love it.
archetype to a character.
Yeah. Because this like whole week where he's been in Cantargo, he's been praying to Gorham, and he has not had access to any of his War Priest abilities, like no healing, Divine Font isn't there. So he doesn't really know what's going. He hasn't really known what's going on. Like I don't even know if he, maybe he. I don't know if he's. I don't know if there are any worshippers of Gorham in this town. Maybe he could.
I was about
That's
to
probably
say,
his next move is probably finding the closest church of Gorham and be like, "Hey guys,
hey, he's gonna die in 5 years.
can
man.
When are we getting
be
that
like,
scene?
can we talk to Gorham right now?"
Is anyone else If anyone else having trouble connecting?
Yeah, like
Just run in the middle of a sermon. God is dead. You pray to a corpse.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
Oh my god!
I think he like at this moment, like when we just jump right in, he doesn't know what is reality.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
God, he's dissociating. Oh my god!
I do that sometimes.
Yeah. We all do.
So let's get into the episode then. So Garn, you you had this you finally pieced together this vision. So what, you were praying or something like that, or maybe it just came to you.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on with Garn right now.
Yeah, so as I just mentioned, Garn has been praying like his normal daily preparations, like every single day. 'Cause, you know, that's what he does. He sharpens his weapon, he oils his armor, and he prays. You know, it's all kind of like the same thing. And whenever he has been like trying to pray, there's been like a total disconnect, which is something he's not used to, because like his whole time he's been a divinely appointed being. That has never been an issue. So the complete disconnect has been seriously troubling him. I mean, he thought maybe he blamed it on the addle brain that he's been drugged with for so long. Maybe he's just getting out of his system. Maybe that's... I mean, like, mechanically, Stupefy has effects. Like, you know, you can't cast spells. You know, maybe he could reason.
I blame it on the old brain.
So while he's going through all this, he just keeps thinking about, like, that experience that he had when he grabbed that morning star and he saw that being made of stars like crash into him. Like, he starts praying, he feels nothing, he drifts, his mind drifts, he keeps thinking about that, and he keeps getting those headaches, you know? And eventually, during one of these meditation prayer times, like, that's when he has the vision that Jake described so incredibly last time of the armored god being eviscerated in the sky and chunks of iron and steel crashing to the ground. And then it all makes sense. Gorm is dead. And he doesn't know anything about the chrono worm. He tried to roll a check on it. Nothing, right? Kezra said, it has something to do with time. So he's got a little bit of an idea of maybe this is related to time, but aside from that, he doesn't really know. So at this moment, when this clicks, and he realizes he has divine essence in him, he believes that Gorm is dead right now. Gorm is dead. And high on the priority list is finding a Temple of Gorm or worshippers of Gorm to confirm, because he still is like, it could be the Adderall. I mean, Adderall brain.
The Adderall.
Could be the Adderall too. Maybe you should take a few medications.
Wait, there's Adderall in Valerian? All right.
Gardy, he has a little trouble paying attention.
Yeah.
Never been diagnosed.
Yeah, just randomly in conversation, you just start screaming about dead gods. Takes Maddie, man.
Yeah.
See, I want Jake to do this though. Like when you got Garn just saying, "Gorm's gonna die, Gorm's gonna die," and then Gorm listens and is like, "You know what? I'll protect myself in the future," and then it never happens. He never dies.
And then Garn loses all his powers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right.
But then Gorm's alive, so it's all good.
So you want to find some other worshippers of Gorm and talk to them and just see if they know anything about what this is, right?
Yeah. So I think that's his priority today, because he typically prays in the morning.
So I don't believe that I don't even think, does Gorm have like churches? Do they have temples? I don't think that he does.
I remember
They
one
have fighting pits.
I have a book on this.
I do too.
Fighting
I'm
pits.
pulling up the PDF. So here's the thing. First off, I want you to roll society.
Okay. So society. See if if my god has any.
No.
Oh, okay. Just like of Cantargo.
Yeah,
yeah.
in Cantarga, and this is just to see if you can find somebody that. This is just the off chance to find somebody that you can see has an emblem of Gorm or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So this would be a 26. So he's kind of wandering the streets. He did. I'm pretty sure he has clothes at this point.
Yeah, Elk gave him.
That's right. Yeah. So
He took
he's not
pity
like
on you.
he's not like wearing his I love my girlfriend shirt.
No, he's still
with,
wearing it. It goes over top of your
He
name.
goes over top. So, yeah, he's wandering around, trying to see if he can find followers of Gorman.
Maybe at the war cage. Don't know.
Let's see.
Tim's been watching Andor.
Yeah. Sacred colors: temples, armories, battlefields, fortresses. So if there is an armory, perhaps
There is, yeah, because the war cage, which is
The war cage.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I was
the-
saying. The war cage sounds like
so
it.
the war cage is that's where the smithy is.
Okay.
So that's where you could go get your armor and your weapon. That's where you went.
So this is what I'd be looking for. Let me read this excerpt from
Sure.
Gods and Magic, which is an incredible book. His temples resemble fortresses complete with armories and forges, even those in the midst of peaceful cities. They contain images of the god, often pictured as a suit of spiked plate armor with burning red eyes. Shrines to him are simple: pile of stones capped with a metal helm or a blade jammed into a crevasse. So that's what I'd be looking for. Like maybe I'd go in like blacksmithy to blacksmithy to see if I can find one that is a follower of Gorman. Not Gorman.
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 I mean, followers of Gorman. So some ladies like Gorman's my husband.
You mean the Gorman troop?
No, the Gorman front.
So the war cage is that is the Tengu-owned weapon shop. It claimed to be haunted by quality, quote, and features a courtyard where customers are invited to try out wares. The proprietor Chuko is a former adventurer. He was the one who offered the 5% discount for stuff.
right.
Yeah, so that guy.
Haunted by. You say haunted by quality.
Haunted by quality.
That is fantastic. I love that.
That's a good one. Yeah. So I don't think he would. He's more just like adventurer. So he doesn't seem like the battle hardened Gorm worshiper. So you find a few dwarves. They obviously would you walk in. They have a giant warhammer up there for Torag.
For Torag.
Yeah. You find somebody that might like lightly worship him. You find like a little like crest up or something that's of like an iron blade. You know, like you know what Creasters are? The people that go to church only on Christmas and Easter. They're like one of those. They're like one of those guys.
He's a Grunster.
Yeah.
Grunster.
So you could ask them. You could ask them to see if they know anything, but they obviously don't seem to have the full dedication of like a full invested Gorm worshiper.
Right. So maybe I'll do a religion check on them to see like to suss them out as I'm approaching. 22. I actually rolled a natty 2, so maybe I kind of think they're more into it than I think. Like, hello. And he kind of flashes his little symbol, like, fellow Gorm worshipper.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. He's makes good weapons. He appreciates them.
I have a strange question, but is he still alive?
Is the our god in iron?
Yes, like, I don't know, have you checked in on him recently?
Well, guess it has been a bit since I prayed.
Oh,
What?
I see. Never mind then.
Why can gods die?
Of course, you know the story of Aridin, right?
No, I thought he was just lost. I thought he just fucked off or something.
Oh, honey.
My sweet summer child.
You have much to learn. Well, sorry to bother you.
You sure you don't want to buy anything?
Blood not rust and all that.
Well, it's been so long. I can't recall. Can't recall the rest of that one.
I have a genuine question.
Huh.
Is Gorham's death mean the end of all war or war forever? Because I feel like end of war would be what they wouldn't want. That'd be
Well,
bad.
That I think was a concept of if he dies, does war end, or does that mean war is no longer an honorable thing? Like that means it's more chaotic and more like
Interesting.
worse. I would say, you know, like You know, like how when in reality when we had like World War One, and then they're like, okay, we're not doing that anymore, like trench warfare with gas and stuff. I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of have to think that. So like with Gorham, at least things are more honorable. So things could go a lot
Less
worse.
honorable.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, less honorable on the battlefield. Like things can just go monstrously bad. So that's how I always considered it. Like he keeps a status quo, and without him, all of a sudden, you can do whatever the hell you want now.
Yeah, no
I'll
more
flex some
rules,
nerd
rules for
muscles.
engagement. Like that. Gorham is huge on you don't attack an unarmed
Yeah, yeah.
combatant. You know, you have to give them the respect of dying in battle.
I think a great thing to compare it to is the Lich King in World of Warcraft. So the Lich King controls all the undead, the Scourge. So there always has to be a Lich King, because if there is no Lich King, there is nothing to control the Scourge. So
Okay, yeah.
I like to think if there's not a God of War, war might just become out of control.
Yeah. So there's I'm going to flex nerdy in a different way. There's an anime kind of about this. There's a short it's a short anime actually. It's worth a watch. So it's called Noragami. So it's one of those things where the gods gain power from followers and how much people like worship them. And so the god of war, because they're in a very peaceful time, he's just like a regular guy. And it's a very interesting thing because the fact that like he's clearly like immortal, and they like fight demons and stuff like that. But like he's kind of a wimp. Like he's like really scrawny and stuff. And the reason being is because of the fact that Japan hasn't had a war for who knows how long, whatever year this takes place, and they've realized that like he was a terrifying person when they were in the trenches of war. Throughout all the world wars, and all the different the houses that were fighting, in like ancient Japan and stuff like that. Like he was a warlord, and all of a sudden that goes away, and then he's just like, yeah, I'm just a guy now. So it's a very interesting concept, and I'm glad you brought it up because I need to think about that. I need to think about what exactly is like. Well, I guess Timmy and I have to think about that, but like, what exactly is Garn gonna see, or what is he gonna be thinking about? Thinking that this is either happened or going to happen. So let's think about that. That's an interesting thought.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Garn basically is he's keeping his eyes out for people. He's not gonna like seek anyone out because Kintaro doesn't really seem to be a hotbed of Gorham worshippers.
All right, if somebody else dies, it can't be Tim, because I'm pretty interested in Tim's story. So one of us has to take a turn.
And that's when Garn goes into a legit like group of, he goes, hey, fellow Gorham worshippers, is he dead? And then they all just kill him because they're like,
Stab him to death.
they're like, how dare you talk about him like that? You can't die. And then they just beat the shit out of him.
I'll kill you in the name of God and Iron.
I'm fracturing the mountain and laying waste to them.
All right, so with all of this stuff, let me talk about. Or I want to see what you guys are doing actually. So after the next day has gone by, so let me push our calendar forward a day. What are we doing when it comes to your next steps? Because I think Kel, I think that you have some more crafting to do, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you have what? A few more days, I think.
Yeah, I think we said like 6 days overall
Okay.
to do everything that we kind of wanted to do here.
Okay.
And it's been like 4 or something already.
Man, 3 days since you looked at me.
I mean, given the fact that we don't rest ever, so I mean, when you think about it, it's like, oh yeah, we just took out this entire quarry and dealt with all this shit. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you guys are probably just taking time to rest, to just
Yeah.
relax, So, I'm more than happy to fast forward if you guys don't have anything that you guys want to like do. But you guys are done here. You guys are done in Kintargo. Halakha Shayborn is spearheading these trade agreements, which are now going through.
Right.
Everybody feels a lot better. Well, maybe not feel a lot better. Everybody feels comfortable with the trade agreements now that are going to be happening between Kintargo, Ravano, and Nidal.
It's like a Valstrack on every corner. All right.
Every now and then you see that one evangelist, and you guys just kind of look at each other. You just go about your day.
Yeah, I think Benson's just sitting around the city, helping whenever he can, but probably just being sad that Poppy's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I would say that Elk's probably going to be hanging out with Malari as much as possible, or at least to that she tolerates him. But near the fact that he's curious about that the organization, so he's just
The Lacoon Effects.
yes, looking for.
Yeah,
I can never remember. It's such a cool name, and I'm like,
It's pretty cool.
thanks.
Yeah. So all right. So he's hanging out with her. Kezra, you're forging. Benson is. I imagine you're helping to do some like cleanup, because you're obviously a well-respected individual. So you're just like you had done this before. You were like organizing some of the militia and stuff like that. So you're helping
Doing some
out there.
training.
Yeah.
Garn would probably feel most at home hanging around Benson, being around armor and weapons, because Elkwood's MIA. Kezra won't let him get near the forge. She's like, I'm working. And honestly, Garn, I don't think wants to be in the flapping breeze of his flatulence. So, you know that Kezra's probably got some nasty farts. Like, with how that man eats.
Kezra just keeps throwing shirts at you. You're like, where are you
Corned
getting
beef
these?
and cabbage all the time. Like, yeah,
Could you eat anything else?
Pure protein. It's just pure meat.
All right, so we want to just fast forward. We want to
Yeah.
just, okay. All right, so you guys are, or days go by. You guys just kind of do your own thing. You might meet up for lunch, and you're just taking sabbatical here in Kintargo.
Yeah, how does Kezra show up to these meals that we like meet up for?
Just sweaty and stinky, covered in smelt.
I imagine like one of the times we meet up for dinner or something. With Garn, like very, you said you'd make him stuff. So it's like, how are things going at the forge? I have been trying to stay away, but I am very excited.
We're at dinner, so Kezra just like before he even says anything, downs an entire ale without stopping. And he just looks at you. He's just, it's coming along. You have a weird shaped body. The breastplate's a little weird.
My wife never complained.
Well, nothing you can do about it now, being so old. But
After 247 years, I think I'm pretty firmly established in where I am.
well, I'm surprised an armorer's never told you your body's weird.
Kezra invented spandex somehow.
Usually I have dwarven-made armor, so they never seem to comment such things. Perhaps you're just unfamiliar with a well-built body.
No, you should just take it from me. Try to hide it more often.
Believe me, I know more than you.
Just like, wow, all right, I just wanted armor, but all right.
It's like, sure, I have some bone fragments floating around in my body from the various breaks I've had over the years, but it's never bothered me. Maybe every once in a while, and they're like, oh, what's that? Ah, it's just a piece of my shoulder blade.
It shouldn't be there.
Because you've been around for a long time doing battle. I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, bone fragments floating in your body? Like, what are you talking about?
metal as fuck.
Haven't you heard of that? Like sometimes when you have a broken bone, yeah. Like if a buddy of mine broke his wrist, and there's a chip of a bone that the doctor's like, we'll just leave that. It's fine.
I mean,
Yeah,
it-
he's
yeah,
like,
usually.
really?
you can't do much about it. I mean, unless
Yeah.
you're fishing for it, cutting them
Exactly,
open, and trying
yeah.
to. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, they're stuck in there.
Yeah.
I think when I've only broken one bone, it was my thumb, and I think I had a similar situation where the X-ray showed like, yeah, you have a tiny little fragment of bone there, but we're not gonna do anything about it. I wonder if it's still there.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I was actually just wondering that. Like, does it get absorbed? But it's bone, because bone just kind of. I mean, bone doesn't disappear in your body
No,
as is.
no.
So I don't know.
Um,
Hit us up in the comments. Do
Yeah,
little bones disappear?
Tell us what extra bones you have in your body in the comments.
and do you think it's still there?
Bone doctors.
If you think, yeah, if you think you have any floating bones, that's the episode title right there.
Floating bones.
Floating bones. All right, so more days go by. It is Wednesday, Rova the 11th. That would be the final of the 6 days that you would need to forge that Kel.
Cool. Yeah, I guess if it's in the evening, he wants to. I guess at this point we've probably talked about how we want to start shoving off soon.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So that means we're heading back up to the town to go back to the portal.
Yes, because you have to go. I want to say I think it's 3 days up to Cypress Point.
Cypress
and then
Point, yeah.
Oh, it's on the outskirts of Cypress
Yeah.
Point is the gate to the Iodara.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Cypress Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, Cypress Hill. We're gonna have to head back up to Cypress Hill. But before we leave the city, Kezra's got everything done. He knows we're leaving in the morning. He is going to go out and get hammered, and then he is going to try to find Riva's there.
Ah, okay.
Because he investigated the Crimson Triad of the quarry, found out some more information, and this might be the last opportunity to be in Cantargo. So he's going to get hammered and then head over to the Thorny Rose Tavern and head downstairs. Start rummaging around in the dark.
So you you go into the Thorny Rose Tavern basement. You walk down, and as you are at the crevice in the center of their hideout, Sir Thorn walks out, and he's just like, "Oh, Gizzer, how are you?"
Just no, good. I'm just going for a walk.
Was it here? I mean, you're welcome to sleep here if you need to sleep off those ales, but
No, I was just gonna go for walking in the dark. I'll be fine. Down there.
he looks down at the crevice that you're pointing at, and he goes, "There's nothing down there, because we've tried to explore it, but it gets too tight in certain places. But we saw no danger."
The fact that nothing's down there is precisely why I want to go. I just want to be alone.
Sure, I understand, friend. So I'll leave this, and he ties a rope off so you can climb out easy.
Fantastic.
And he goes, "Are you sure you're okay?" You're like stumbling over.
Like vomits on the wall and like, yeah, I do this all the time.
I just clean that, but all right.
At least I didn't say we just throw our shit down there now. You know.
I just poop in the crevice.
Just poop in the crevice. Yeah, you guys should stop pooping down here. So some people are walking.
The plumbing is broken. I told you.
Animals.
All right, so he leaves you to whatever the hell you're doing, and he goes on his way. You climb down the rope, and you start walking into that gap that was towards the north of the crevice, and you squeeze through there. Make me a survival check just to kind of see if you can kind of find your way again. Because it was a lot of twists and turns, and obviously your snake made it, so you're kind of following him. So you weren't exactly like keeping track of yourself last time you did it.
19.
19. Okay, so you go for about 30 minutes, and you do find something that's kind of familiar. There's sort of a rock formation that you see that you're like, oh, I actually kind of remember that. So you continue along your way, and you keep going for a while. Make me another survival or perception check.
Go perception.
Yeah.
Natural one. Cool.
Oh my god. You have a hero point, right?
That's a good question. You know what? Kezra's drunk. He's
Yes.
natural one is
Yeah.
probably what he deserves.
That's what would happen if you were navigating in the dark with drunk. So you go on for a while and you realize that none of this is familiar, and you kind of find a dead end. So you start making your way back because you're like, I don't remember any of this. I must have made a wrong turn somewhere. It's been about like an hour up to 2 hours as you've just been like kind of crawling through. Make me one more. I just want to see how well you're navigating at this point.
Well, natural 20. Come on.
Let's go.
He like pulls out Kezra. He's like, "What are you even good for?
Just shaking them around.
This was so easy last
Snake,
time."
my god.
All right. Okay, another perception. Natural 2 for 19.
We're moving up in the world here.
And I don't have any. I do not have any hero points.
So here's what I'll say: that you somehow stumble into a place that is familiar, and you recognize it, and you keep going, and then all of a sudden, the point where you recognize where you were seeing the light, that's not there anymore. You recognize one part of a wall, like I said, where a certain rock formation or a certain turn or something like that. Something sticks out to you, but you're like, something physically changed. Make me an Arcana check.
Boy.
It's hidden.
Uh, 30.
Some magic has been employed here to either conceal or move rock.
Can I detect magic?
Yeah. You detect magic. It looks like whatever was done here has faded away. You think with that high of an Arcana check that somebody used stone shape or some similar thing to completely change the layout of this place.
Kezra just starts
So
yelling.
you think
He's like, "Hey, who's down here?"
you hear the echo of yourself. It seems that Revozare is extremely good at keeping herself secret.
Damn. Can I bang on the rock with that change, or can I even tell what rock changed?
That's the thing is that you're not even too sure if you could get back to that point. It looks like the stone shape was used liberally in order to conceal or block off this area. Knowing you and what you know about dragons, it's likely that she uses some heavy, powerful magic, stone shape or whatever, in order to completely conceal herself, or maybe even move entirely. And because she has been hidden for so long, she's good at this.
Yeah, being in the same spot would be quite the liability.
Gotcha.
I mean, Kezra pledged loyalty, but as Kezra said, he's not loyal, so Kezra just came down there with like a squadron of paladins to clear her out.
Yeah. Kezra would
They
betray
come
you
down
for
there.
hornship.
Yeah, they come down there, it's empty, like, I swear it's here, and then next thing you know, Kezra's the laughing stock of the town.
All Kezra needs to do is cast Blink, and he might go through the wall.
Hey, there you go.
All right, so the way that you see it is that she gave you a quest. She gave you a task, which is to find the origin of the Scarlet Triad, because that was one thing she could not figure out. With all of her sleuthing and all of her information gathering and all of her secret knowledge that she was gaining, that was a one blind spot.
All right. Well, Kezra is like,
And
he just like yells out. He's like, "Well, we're going to the Five Kings Mountains. That's what we know. If you care." And I guess he just starts heading back.
if you even care.
If you even care. I don't care. You're not my mom.
You ever watch The Jerk?
Oh my god, that's an old movie.
It's an old movie, yeah. 1979, Steve Martin. There's a scene when he's like packing up all of his shit, and he's like, "I don't need that. I don't need that. All I need is this chair." And then,
God, I love Steve Martin. Man.
so yeah, it looks like Revozare has maybe not necessarily avoided you, but she's avoiding detection, which makes sense given her track record and what you think she's trying to accomplish here.
All right, well, he's gonna go.
but-
He's gonna head back out, and he's gonna go find the loudest bar that's still open.
There's plenty around. You find a great bar, the bunch of sailors, bunch of salty, grungy types. You have a good time there. Are you guys heading out the next day after that, or what are you guys doing now?
I would say probably, like, as I kind of already took that he was, trying to get together with Malari as much as possible, learning about the Lacuna effects.
Yep.
But I think in that night, he does try to find her, probably, like, agreeing to go to a bar,
Yep.
What was it, Little Miss Drury's?
Little Miss Drury's, yeah.
Yeah.
That seems to be a good place for her. There's probably a more upscale place that she might offer.
But either
you're-
so, but it's primarily he wants to give her information.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of like the last thing that he's tentatively, I think if she sees him, that he's kind of not all there, like, mentally. Like, it's kind of like he's trying to put on, like, a smile, but he's also kind of, like, doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
But he has information that he wants to give her for a lot of
Okay.
different things, namely from the organizations that he worked with in the past.
Okay. So you guys, you sit down at a very nice, fancy restaurant. Let me get a fancy name generator and find a fancy restaurant name.
The Frolicking Fae.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
It's a forest to table
let's see.
restaurant.
Forest to table. That's vegan.
You sit on moss benches. I mean,
Ooh.
Hey.
Honestly, that would be incredible.
I wouldn't hate on some moss benches. That'd be kind of dope.
until you're like,
that'd be kinda
there's
cool.
bugs in this.
Yeah, you sit and eat. Moss is edible.
Yeah, yeah.
Tengu love it.
So okay, so you sit down at this place and they bring you some nice tea. She goes, "Oh, there's something on your mind. I can tell. What's bothering you?"
He swirls the tea around a bit, smells it, but does the thing where he puts it back down. Well, we're supposed to be heading out tomorrow, and I just... honestly, I'm not sure. But if we head out, I also want to give you some information. With my connections and what I'm trying to get away from. I think it would be in your best interest to know certain things if you do not already. You already know my previous my boss currently.
Right, Mr. Grimm. He's infamous, dangerous even to associate with.
Yes. So I know he must be stopped, or at least his legs cut out from under him, so to speak. And I think it's like as they're talking, it's kind of like he's using underworld lore a lot of cases, like in order to get across certain things, kind of like not in the way of double speak, but just kind of using a different language, kind of like, oh yeah, like this, and then saying, oh, it means somewhere else. And
Yeah, I do want to talk about this actually because there is something in the where is it? That you can actually gain certain Lacuna Effects feats, and the first one is called let me see. What was it? Secret speech. So first level feat you can kind of dip into here. You choose a secret society, such as Lacunifex or the Balfro Network. You've learned that society's secret cant or jargon, enabling you to share hidden messages when signing or speaking with others who've also learned it. So obviously, over the time that you spend with her, she's taught you a ton of stuff.
Yeah, and he picks it up quick. Like, I mean, just from his past, he kind of knows the lingo pretty quick. But, I mean, he does do that. He indicates certain locations. So, well, yes, though he has a safe house actually in Taldor. He is, of course, his main, and of course he's doing it in different lingo, because, God, I can't do that off the top of my head right now. It's late.
I know.
God damn it. But he brings up as much as possible. Like, any dirt that's been put up, what happened the night that he got what do you even call that? It was a teleport gone wrong, I guess, would be the thing. Like, he got shunted like hundreds of miles away instead of the actual location, which led him outside Breach Hill. But
Wait, was that previously disclosed?
yeah,
When you were like walking with, you're trying to find skulls.
yeah, that was the whole thing that he wound up outside of Breach Hill when he was supposed to go along with his entire gang. Like, they all went somewhere else, but it was a panicked teleport from someone that never cast teleport before, basically, and they all went to the correct space. He did not. So, and he was just told to lay low and get what you can. But he indicates all that information and reveals probably some other things that happened. But, I mean, at the same time, he doesn't assume she's dumb. She probably knows a lot about this anyway.
Yeah, so if anything comes off as a surprise to her, it's probably something she maybe heard and didn't know was true, or maybe have surprised her. She's obviously not all-powerful, all-knowing.
Yeah.
She deals in secrets and knowledge, but you were in the inside. So you might reveal things to her about Mr. Grimm that do come as a shock to her. She's probably appalled by certain things too. Just like the way that you say that, like, certain prisoners were treated or something like that. She's just like, "Oh, Alchem, sorry you dealt with any of that, but I'm glad you're away from all that now. I think that you're in a much better place."
I'd like to think so, at least at this point. The only thing is that we're supposed to head back, and I know what waits at some points. He's quite interested in the Ayadara. And, well, I mean, I just feel like there's many factions at work here at this point as well.
Yes, and anything you've asked me to keep secret, I have kept to myself. I will be candid with you and tell you that I haven't even told my closest associates. So, any secrets you have, anything you want to tell me, I will make sure that they are kept with me.
Yes, thank you. I just feel like I trust you enough to, and you have the power to at least able to do something about it, or at least put some bugs in some ears and stop his rebuild. I will say that he was dealt a grievous blow, being chased out of. Oh God, why am I'm really blanking right now. It's weirdly late for me. But out of a city.
Was it Taldor?
No, Taldor was it was a hiding spot basically. Like,
right, yeah.
He had like basically. Think of a cottage out there that, kind of like, typical mafia gangster, stuff like that. He's like,
it's the vacation home we take people to and they don't come back from.
Yeah, that too. Or just like, hey, lay low for a while, don't step out. I'm really just trying to think of the, I had it in my head, and then now it's like gone from it. So give me just 1 second, please.
Yep.
Oh, Absalom. When he was dealt a grievous blow in Absalom when the paladins raided his effects. Perhaps they turned over every key. Of course, there was hidden passages everywhere, and of course, many of his cohorts that lingered would lie all day long, and they were really good at it. But I just feel like that he's not as powerful as he once was.
Well, that is good for all of us, I think. If he isn't, if he doesn't have the connections or resources he once did, the paladins are out there doing their duty, and it's benefiting us all. But let's enjoy ourselves this evening.
Yes.
Let's not stress ourselves and bring the night down. And they bring over some nice wines, and you guys continue talking amongst yourselves. The next day, you guys are shipping out.
I guess I make sure to get as much rations as we need.
Oh yeah.
And health potions.
Oh yeah. We
have like over $1,000 between like all of us. Like, we're not gonna go through it line by line, but needless to say, off air, I'm gonna pick out some health potions to subtract it from Benson Elkwood's money.
Gotcha.
You guys find Kezra passed out again in front of the Thorny Rose Tavern.
Is there a fountain nearby?
Yeah. There's one outside. There's also one in the basement.
I literally grab an ankle and I just drag him, and then I grab his
He's like,
other
wait,
ankle,
oh,
and I
oh,
just
god damn it, fuck! He like hit his head on the
too
barrel.
late, and he just throws him.
God, fuck, wake up! Benson, I was looking for you. I found you.
I think I found you.
And Kezra stands up in the fountain, just like soaked. Pulls his pants all the way up. He has his pants tonight.
Oh, he had his pants. Holy shit.
Oh wow!
Wasn't a bad night then.
Yeah, but there's like a bunch of blood all over him, and it doesn't look like his.
Ugh,
Not like a bunch, but like a splatter. And then he also has something wrapped up on his back, and there's a big chunk of blood and like a tooth stuck into the fabric. And he just like,
Well, you have my
and
attention.
he slings it off. He's like, and he like holds it out to Benson. And he's like, I can explain. So
Please do.
I finished making this, and last night I started drinking, and then I was like, you know what, I should get this blessed. And I took it to the church, the Iomade, and I had to ask a few people, but eventually I got one of your guys to bless them, to bless it. And hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
Then I was on my way back to give it to you, and I found a really nice bar, and I got in a big fight. So, blood clocked some guy, knocked his tooth out, and then I had to get out of there. And then I found you.
Nice. Okay, I understand exactly what happened.
And then he hands it. It was like,
I like to think Kezra's like, this is a really nice bar. They have liquor.
so. Kezra then
Beer flavored beer?
Kezra then slides the cloth that's covering this long sword, and it's like gorgeous. It is a +1 Dawn Silver vitalizing longsword. So it's like,
No
in
way.
contrast to your adamantine blade, which has that like dark hue, this is like the polar opposite. It is immaculate. It looks brighter than silver, and
Are we turning Benson into the Witcher?
yes,
I thought
we're
that
turning
was
you
the
into the
intention
Witcher.
from the beginning.
Yes.
And he's like, I also had him help with the rune, but I'm not done with this sword yet. But it's ready for now. I have more plans. I just have to figure out how to do it.
Benson will take a look at it. Tell me exactly what this does.
So the vitalize, so it's a +1 Dawn Silver sword. So it's lighter than your typical longsword. First of all, it's light like mithril. But it counts as silver. First of all, as a weapon. So against Fae, against demons, anything that has a silver weakness, it counts as silver. And then the vitalizing rune replaces the old disrupting rune. So this does on a regular hit, 1d6 persistent holy damage to undead.
Oh,
Oh, to undead.
Oh.
Nice.
No, persistent holy damage to undead. So if they have a weakness to holy, I think most undead probably do. they'll take extra damage, and it's persistent, so they have to save against it, and they get the damage just on a regular hit from you. So you can just dole out, if you're fighting a bunch of, zombie bears, you can just start hit each one of them individually and let their health tick down.
This sounds very cracked.
Yeah, this thing's good. So
Yeah, if you're fighting,
it's meant to be like your backup for like the dark creatures, and that's what Kezra explains. Because it's like after the fight with Jagaki and those bears, I thought I was doing something like this for you, to have you better equipped as the front line.
That's incredibly thoughtful of you, Kezra. This is perfect.
And like I said, I have
Do you
more I
want
want
to
to do.
carry it? Do you want to? Yes. Would you like to carry it?
No. I want you to use it.
Okay.
When I'm ready for it, I'll
I'll have
ask.
to think of a. I'll have to think of a good name for it.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, it's beautiful. Like, this is Kezra's a master crafter at this point. It's
Yeah.
That shit's
it's decked
insane.
out and like all Iomade like iconography. This sword's like, I'm gonna slay evil.
The first sword I tried to learn was the long sword, but the bastard sword always kind of came to me first.
Yeah, your sword's one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. But yeah, this will be a good backup. Especially because your
Very
sword's
well done.
incredible. Fucking keen at +2.
Yeah,
I know.
it's a little wacky.
So when the conversation's kind of tapering down, Garden's just gonna do a little.
Kester, I don't suppose you have anything for me, do you?
What, did you expect me to just carry it around the city last night? I carried the sword because it's important. All your shit's back at the armory. We'll get it on the way out.
God damn.
Garden, it's amazing that he still tolerates us.
I'm just more surprised he's just like, man, I just really want to punch Kesser right now.
Listen, everybody who meets Kezra realizes that there's a learning curve to the patience you need.
Okay, as Kezra walks by, it's like, you should just be more thankful.
I think Garden just he literally just busts out laughing, and he's like,
Hey, it's been a long time since I've been around someone as ornery as you. I like you, Kezra Darajan.
And I think you'll find out one day what a straight right from me will really do to those nuts of yours.
It is right level.
Kezra's like, no one's ever called me ornery.
I don't believe that for a second.
All right, so it's the end of the night. We go to the next day.
This was the next day.
Oh, this was the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah,
This was the
yeah.
next day.
Remember, this was the morning. They found Kesser
Right,
drunk and passed out.
Yeah, so Kezra goes and gets the shit from the armory, gives it to Garn. I got no ceremony for you.
Say, I love my girlfriend.
you see Garden he was kind of shrugging off the whole oh, your body's kind of weirdly shaped, but I'm sure Elkwood definitely catches this. Maybe Kezra does. You see, he's holding up the breastplate, and he's kind of looking at other breastplates in the armory, is it really that different?
Self-conscious.
Is he saying this because he believes it, because he means it, or is he just messing with me?
I mean, my body is pear-shaped, but come on.
Dude, there's a scene in Game of Thrones where was it Robert Baratheon?
Oh,
Yeah.
the breastplate.
When he
He tells the squire, "Go get me the breastplate stretcher," and the boy runs out, and then
I hope the Master at Arms is clever enough to keep that joke going. We'll have him running around for hours.
yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah, it was like
they-
Ned was there. He goes, that doesn't even exist. He goes, yeah, I know. He'll keep him busy. Like,
Yeah, you're right. It's so
like
funny.
the kid's panicking and like freaking out because he's like, oh my god, I gotta do this.
All right, so do you want to talk about this armor?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I could talk about it. It's pretty simple. So I have a +1 resilient Dawn Silver breastplate and a Dawn Silver shield. So the same concept of the brightness, I think, pairs well with him holding on to this divine energy. And it's Dawn Silver, so what that means is that I don't get the -5 penalty to speed, so I get my full 25 feet of movement, which is incredible. And the Dawn Silver shield, it's also lightweight. Not that that matters too much, except for, carrying capacity wise. And I could shield bash an enemy that's weak to silver, and they could take damage from it. I could also, I think I need a feat for shield bash now. Also, if a creature that is weak to silver grapples me or hits me with an unarmed attack, I think they have to make a fortitude save or they become sickened.
Nice.
Which is
That's
incredible. Yeah. So I have kind of grapple protections against, enemies that are weak to silver.
Like demons and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So yeah, you get this nice shiny set of armor again. So I imagine Garn's feeling a lot better with clothes and this this nice piece of work he's got on.
Oh yeah, he feels like a new man for sure. He's beaming ear to ear, looking down on it, and he's like,
You do great work, Kezra. This is... I would even call this dwarven quality.
Kezra closes one eye, sticks his thumb up right next to you in his vision. He's like, surprised I got it right. Damn, I'm good.
Did those measurements by eye, baby.
Measure once, cut once.
Never steered me wrong.
Yeah, we good to go. Head up to Cypress Hill.
ship out.
Okay.
So where are we going again?
Oh, yeah.
It's called Cypress Point for the last time.
Well, I'm sorry, it's so close to Cypress Hill.
I thought it was Cypress Hill, yeah.
You start
not-
hearing
it's-
Insane in the Membrane playing in the
No,
distance.
Insane in the brain!
the issue is that Mark can never leave a name alone.
I will not.
So,
Because
I will forget a name and replace it with my own.
so
it's not a hill in sight.
Kezra holds up the Eye of the Wise that we received that we got at the quarry. He's like, so this artifact is a key to open the gates at the bottom of our keep we told you about.
Oh, yes.
Elk has the other key, the one that got us here.
He holds it up.
So this one's going to be to a new gate that will presumably take us to the Five Kings Mountains. So that's where we're heading back now, to the gate that will take us back to Breach Hill.
Very well.
Breach Hill's in Isgar, by the way.
Oh, yes, I thank you. It's a just a world traveler now.
We'll have to get the kobolds to tear down the old quarters and get you some, I guess. That's fucking depressing.
You just rip the wallpaper off. Oh, no.
Get all these stupid roses out of here. Good lord.
When did he have time to do this?
There's just like,
The kobolds are just sweeping them out. The petals are falling off. They're all dying weirdly.
What was the
alright.
port town called, by the way?
The one that you killed all the slavers of?
Yeah.
Cypress
Oh,
Point?
so it was Cypress Hill. Got it.
Jesus Christ.
It's right next to Kite Hill on the map, so I'm just
I
going to
know.
blend on
yeah. So, yeah, so
Cypress
on
Kite,
the map,
yes.
so the road is Night Road, and that goes north, and then there's a arrow that points up, and it says to Cypress Point.
That's
so
where
it's
we
just showing
fought
you
that
where
slave demon with the catchphrase, right?
oh yeah, his name was Bull Butcher,
On the
and
boat,
what was
right.
it?
He always gets
yeah.
his prey.
Boat. Yeah.
He likes when the prey comes to him or something
Yeah.
like that.
And then also, that's where we fought that bruiser that kicked the shit out of Kezra, a lot.
Yep.
Still survived. But
Yeah. After 3 days of travel, you get back to Cypress Point. You can see that I don't know. What'd you guys do with the boat? Because that was the slaver's boat. I don't remember what you guys did with
Didn't it burn down?
Oh, right.
Didn't we start a fire in the bottom of
No.
it?
No, because you
Okay.
put it out. But no, no, because I don't think we ever touched on it. I remember joking that the people were like, "We're slavers now."
that's right.
But like,
We will make
We get back, the whole town is
Yes.
really gone downhill. What the fuck?
I didn't expect this one.
Oh my god! All the people that we freed, all are now wearing
Taking
all wearing their uniforms.
We just thought the logo was cool. So you guys get back. I imagine that they either repurposed the boat or they stripped it for parts because part of their town did burn down. Let's say that.
Right,
So
yeah.
they stripped they stripped this ship. So it's maybe they took part of it to repair part of the town, and the other part they made like another smaller boat that they can use for fishing or something like
Yeah, 'cause
that.
it was fishing. So.
But yeah, so there is no, so the boat's not there. The town is looking a lot better. The people there are happy to see you again. They don't. They recognize you guys as the heroes, but I don't know if you were there long enough for them to like get to know Grimshaw or anything like that.
Right.
So they might ask about him, and just when you tell them, they're just like, oh man, so sorry to hear that. He was such a hero to us, and they're talking about their admiration for Grimshaw.
But it's okay because he found a farm upstate that he's staying at.
Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness. Lots of roses, roses for mine.
Yeah,
He's
he has a
running
rose
rose
orchard.
fields for miles.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't there a Desna worshiper here too?
There was, yeah. She was.
Because I think I said that Elk was going to promise to. I don't think promise, but he would take her to see the shrine.
Zir Lila.
Yeah.
She was a female human priest of Desna. She was played by Julie Andrews.
That's right.
So yeah, you guys get back, and Elkwood, you see her, and she's happy to see you, knowing that you guys had this sort of connection with Desna, and she kind of looks at you, and she goes, "You look as though you've been sleeping better." So sort of referencing the fact that you have been sleeping better because that influence you have from that woman that we saw outside of the quarry, whatever influence she had over you is like gone.
Yeah.
So you've been sleeping a whole lot better.
He feels
so
normal.
she can kind of tell.
Yes, I feel like I finally have restful dreams, at least at this point. But
No, praise Desna for that then.
praise Desna. Yes, but seriously though, yes. It after everything, it just felt good to finally feel everything melt down. If that makes sense, it just kind of. I mean, as an adventurer, you don't sleep that horribly well, but yes, the shadows are no longer clinging to the back of my mind as much. And it's kind of like as he speaks, he kind of like, and actually during the whole trip, like he's kind of like looking over his shoulder every so often, and like Vimir's flying over by, like, catching an updraft, so he's like a speck almost, and he's
Yeah, just way up there.
yeah,
Yeah,
like that's the one thing that's really cool is like vultures just get an updraft and they just carry that. Yeah.
So yeah, she's busy working. So if you bring up the fact that you want to show her the gate, she's just like, if you're staying in town, yes, I would love to see if it's not too far by. But we're still working. It's a fishing village, so so they do a lot of work with the local fishermen and stuff like that.
Yes.
So yeah, she says, if you're staying, then perhaps yes, but for now, I just need to get back to work.
No, of course. I mean, like, I would say, like, what did we just arrive in Cypress Point?
Yeah.
See, I said it right.
Yeah. If you guys want to stay here, it's been 3 days. Let me push the calendar out 3 days. So this would be isn't it the 14th of Rova now. She's more than happy to look at it. She says even if you want to give her directions, you know what I mean, like because you're obviously a busy guy and stuff. all right. So you guys went ahead to the head to the Iadar, or head to the Waygate.
Let's go.
We had to like climb down like a bluff. It was like a cliffside, right?
Yeah.
And it opened in the side of
Yep.
a cliff.
It was
Bluff or something.
Yeah, it was a hole in the side of the cliff off the coast, and you guys had to you guys got out of the gate. It was like a small hallway, and then you had to like
I
climb
dimension
up.
doored up and then I dropped a rope.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So you guys are much stronger, so you get there and you guys can climb down pretty easily. When you guys go down there, you use the key for this gate was the Star
Yeah, the
Knife.
Star Knife, which was funny as hell that happened.
Yep. So Elk goes up and he waves the Star Knife in front of it, and you see it activate and bing, 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 bing. All these things light up.
Was it Stargate?
Basically, it is. Oh, based. You walk in. You can see that obviously nothing has been disturbed. You remember that this place was a pocket dimension crafted in the style of Desna. And it's very quiet. It's very serene. Would the hags' bodies have rotted? I don't know.
Think it's pocket dimension.
But
or-
they're
It was a pocket.
Wouldn't
How
they
does
just
time
like?
work?
Wouldn't they just like turn to ash and go back to?
Let's say that. Yeah, you come back and they're just like husks. They're Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom when the guy when he picks the wrong cup.
And he just
Yeah. It looks like that, and so you just see like the remnants, just some dust and maybe a bone fragment or two on the floor.
That was the last crusade, Jake.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I literally watched it recently. I'm stupid. It's also my favorite one. I don't know why.
So
I
as
don't know why I got that
we're
one.
passing by that tree that had that artifact that was lodged in there that let people rest,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think Garn is gonna point that out. Like, oh, what's that over there?
That is I forget what was it called, a tree of dreams or something?
Dreamstone or something?
It was called.
Because it was
let me
like the whole
see.
thing is basically it's a creature,
So the-
right?
It was effectively a trap.
Yeah.
But a tree of dreadful dreams. So you remember that you took out. You got 2 dreamstones. I forget they were. Is that what they were called
one
here?
of them was corrupted, right?
Yeah.
Right. So one of them was corrupted by the hags, the night hag specifically. So she had a corrupted one, and then you guys had the perfect one, Dreamstone. That's what it was called. So you guys had 2 Dreamstones. One of them corrupted. The other one you left there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what made the tree chill out. So you see the Dreamstone just sitting in there.
No, what was the Dreamstone in the tree? Or I'm like, my memory's kind of coming back to me. Or was there like a second part where there was like slabs where like people rested on?
Yeah.
Or is that all the same?
Yeah, no, it's all the same. You sleep under it. I think you get a full night's rest in 2 hours or something.
It's something really wild like that.
And it
Should we be
guarantees
leaving that
good dreams.
behind.
Here's the thing. So the on the map. I'm not gonna pull you over there, but so the room on the north is the one with the tree, and the room on the south just had beds arranged in a star-shaped pattern. The one with the tree was, let me see. 6 visitors at a time could rest here to experience dreams, but you recognize that it was corrupted by the hag's malevolent influence. So if you I think that Elk would actually know this, just like with his study of Desna, just that like you could use you could use this place to sleep, and if you use the stone, the Dreamstone, because the Dreamstone is the thing that made it so that way you could sleep.
Only need 2 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Yeah,
Like-
a dreamstone is a dish-shaped object carved with imagery or words sacred to Desna, be it her religious symbol, a short prayer, or merely the shape of a single star. When you carry a dreamstone, you find it easier to fall asleep and gain improved effects from the resulting rest. You always fall asleep within 5 minutes of lying down with the intention of sleeping, and you only require 2 hours of sleep per day to gain the benefits of 8 hours of sleep.
Damn, I wish
I
that
would
had been
pay
real
so
life.
much money for
oh my
that
God,
in
I
real
would
life.
love it.
That means that Kezra could get all his spells back in 2 hours. Like if we were doing a dungeon crawl,
catnap.
we could push hard on a dungeon crawl
yeah.
instead of having to go and come back. Because our last dungeon crawl, like we could have fought the Interlocutor and Laslin up in that space.
Yeah.
And things that I think would have gone very differently if Grimshaw and Benson were tagged up. So I'm just saying that if there is a chance that we could continue to push forward instead of having to, leave and come back, because I think Kezra's the biggest one holding back. Benson has focus spells that recharge. My stuff is, I don't even know how my stuff works as far as that. I think there's only a couple once per day things. Elkwood, he's just a machine,
I
so
don't
he
have
keeps going.
spells, man. It's fine. It's fine. My spells is arrow.
Yeah.
I cast arrows.
Yeah, the thing that has like a recharge is like my Horn of Plenty. So it's like I only have so many, potions I can pull out of that baby a day. But I mean that's why we buy potions. So we could do some serious dungeon crawling in this next book if Kezra had that dreamstone.
Well,
So-
it's not the dreamstone. I thought it had to be part of the tree too, right?
No, it doesn't.
No. So the dreamstone itself is just an item that if you keep on you gain the benefits of it.
Yeah.
If you put the dreamstone into the tree, that's when it activates to give you the next
To give
dreams.
everyone.
Yeah. So so I mean, you could use this place to, if for some reason, if you if you wanted to come back here quickly for some reason, you know what I mean. Like you could use it for that. But yeah, I mean, if you keep it on you, then one person can get the
I
effect.
think Kezra walked up to Garn, who's asking about it. He says, "We left that here when we came through before. I think I did it out of respect. But, doesn't seem like anybody else is coming through here, right?"
You are the only ones with the key, right?
True. You could always put it back.
As far as we know.
Yes. And he's kind of not fully on board with that, I guess, but he, at the same time.
We had some reason for leaving it here.
Well, Kezra was being altruistic for him.
His friend had just died.
Yeah.
He wasn't about to start stealing from holy places. But yeah, he's over that now. So Kezra takes it.
Okay.
Good, because this is item level 9. Like this is a great item.
It's a-
that we
it's-
just
The fact
left.
that it's only like an item level 9 is kind of strange. Like, you would think that'd be a higher level.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have any like direct effects like in the middle of combat. It's just that like I only need to sleep for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, everybody else has to sleep for 8 hours. Like that doesn't change to get a full rest. But
You'll
when it
also
comes-
get a +2 item bonus to saving throws against sleep effects if it's just
Right.
carried on your person. That's awesome.
yeah, it's cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would,
Alright, so-
yeah, I would say that Elk is. I mean, it's not that he's disapproving of it as long as it's used correctly. Pretty much, it's like he's not desecrating it. It's just like, I don't know. It like for a moment, then he thinks about it. And he kind of like looks at the star knife, and it kind of like makes sense. In this case, it makes more sense to be with us. And at the end of the adventure, we can always return it.
Exactly. So, all right, you guys pocket the Dreamstone and you go towards the gate. You all walk through the gate and it washes over you. For
a moment.
Yeah. So for a moment, and so like it's like this bit. They say that the gate itself, like it's cloudy, so you have to like it's kind of a leap of faith. You know what I mean? You just like, woof, and just like push through. And when you step through, you all look around and look at the room. Doesn't look like anything's changed. Doesn't look like anything's happened. And you look at each other, and Elkwood is not there.
Wow.
And the gate has closed.
What the fuck?
What?
Jesus Christ.
What?
He had the key.
I'll see you guys next time.
What?
Wait, what?
He has the key on him, so he can just.
Dirty bastard.
Hey there, listeners. Hey, I get it. You forgot it was Mother's Day yesterday, but I have the perfect thing for you to make it up to her. Head on over to MistyMountainGaming.com right now, and you can use Dragon Punch Squad at checkout to get 10% off some dice. You can check out their stone dice, which would be perfect for her to start her adventures in a tabletop role-playing game. They have everything from amethyst to opalite to some deep blue cat's eyes stone dice, as well as this beautiful crystal quartz stone dice set, and they are perfectly crafted. Head on over to MistyMountainGaming.com right now. Buy your mom something nice. I'll see you in the next episode.